This
join in
meeting is
time.
being recorded.
And you please take over.
Okay. So very good morning to all of you. I am really thankful to Professor Maji and Professor uh, Parthasarathi Mukhopadhyay for giving me this opportunity to be with you in this good morning. Basically, today I have been assigned to discuss little bit on data. As you were this conference, so far I knowledge is concerned. This is basically related with AI. Most of the discussion or deliberation will be on AI. So if we talk about AI and all, the basic element for conducting any type of research, including AI-based research or non-AI-based human intelligence-based research, we need data. So I am little bit touch on the aspect of data. And as you know, everywhere data is available. Some data are known as useful data, some data are known as not useful as for the font of research. Now question comes whether all type of data can be used for any research purposes. That is one of the big question. And second very question is that whenever we talk about data basically are of two types, as you all know, structured and unstructured. But for analysis and discussion and for research purposes, we need the structured data. So basically, this presentation will be talk on structured data, and data are of two types, in generally numeric data or textual data. I will like to touch little bit the AI-based authorities or tools that are being used for handling this structure, this numeric and text data both, that I'll try to touch on this session. The very basic beginning, if I talk about this, from which source I should consult for gathering data. As you know, in present context, there are two general sources. One is called open source, or you can say proprietary access, non-proprietary access. So these are two very authoritative non-proprietary access. That means at anybody, at any time, from any location, you can access your data. And they are provided you the structured data. Since we have already entered into the domain of semantic web, and semantic web is basically based on structured data. So altogether, Google Scholar is giving you the data, but there is a little bit difference between Google Scholar or Yahoo or Google, anything, rather than these two open database or search engines, which is known as semantic scholar and dimension. Probably some of the experts have already will be discussed or have already discussed with this search tool, database tool, that is called semantic scholar and dimension, because both are AI enabled search engines. Today in this session, basically, I will not patch up these two databases on for accessing or for explaining how the data can be used in research, what are the basic forms by which we use this data for our analysis and research. Rather, I will use two other commercial databases. One is Scopus and Web of Science. For time being, since it is only 1.5 hour presentation, so I will basically restrict it on Web of Science. I would have access of both Web of Science and Scopus. So if someone is interested, you may contact with me for Scopus, how it to be handled. I can also talk on that. So today in this session, basically I'll start with how to download the data from Web of Science. Basically, in my experience, what I learned is that downloading data in structured format from any international databases is very challenging. And second very important thing is that there are number of softwares are available for handling or explaining the data or representing the data in structured manner, but the input or the way they input the data, the format, they basically uh, make it very useful for analysis, that you have to be learned. Say, for example, I am downloading a data in CSV format. I will just confirm one thing is, you please noted it down. Every type of software is not function well in CSV format. There are few software or few analysis tool which works simply on plain text. There are few which works on tab delimited text. So it is very, very important whenever you talk on data or downloading data from databases. My experience says it is better to save it at least in 2 to 3 format, the same data set. That is very important. Second thing, whenever we save the data, then we have to cross check it whether the data has been saved in proper or in non-structured manner. Actually, in my experience, I have seen basically from whenever we start downloading data from Scopus, Scopus have a technical problem because Scopus itself displays data in comma delimited format. So when you handle or save the data in CSV format again, because this comma becomes common for same field, sometimes the field get uh, it is already been broken down into various parts. These are some of the technical issues that you will learn whenever we'll talk on or we'll use with large volume of data. But my intention to show you in this presentation by using Web of Science data and to show you how this data can be downloaded in proper manner. Simultaneously, I will try to show you after downloading how it to be incorporated into a very common software is called Excel. Altogether, there are so many data analysis tools are available, but fortunately, I believe that Excel is one of the most important tool through which we can also do a very high level of statistical or metric based study for our research purposes. That I will try to show you. And finally, I will show you a little bit on some of the tools called BiblioShiny or whatsoever it is like this. And then I will go by how it to be downloaded. So let come down live session. It's a live session, so I will use it all thing everything. I will try to make it by using live. Okay, my screen has already changed. Whether in your area screen is already changed, is it showing my change screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I am accessing data in Web of Science, and you know Web of Science is accessing over here as Web of Science database. Here I am searching a topic which is called a very famous article wrote by Professor Parthasarathi Mukhopadhyay on the domain of article retractions. I will take this part and try to search it, save it, and use it for analysis to see how this works are. So my topic is article retractions, okay? And then whenever I search it into Web of Science, then piece of results have already appeared over here, okay? These are the results that have appeared over here. Now, if you see in Web of Science result, then you will find in Web of Science, there is a option, and this option is called Web of Science category, okay? If you see Web of Science index and Web of Science categories, if you click this Web of Science categories, then if you go in detail, then it will be clear to us that in the field of surgery and neuroscience, the number of retraction is much more high. So this is one type of simple analysis simply while downloading the data into the databases called Web of Science we can see or we can do. But my intention is not to look on this part, but to take on, say for example, if I would like to see how many Indian retractions have been made in the last few years, then I have to filter it by country, and then if I look in clear see all, then by country all the retracted article is appeared has appeared to you. Now you just see from here, India have 560 retracted article that are being published into the journal, which is known as which is being indexed by Web of Science, that you can see over here. So I am just refining the data which is retracted article from India, and now it is 560. So by this way we can get the actual number of publication or actual number of you can say publication on a particular domain by making or using filter. Now I am started using exporting all these 560 works. Okay, here for that you have to click this part, and this part is known as export. If you click this export part, then there are, you just see there are two formats. One is called plain text and one is called tab delimited file. Please and please do not save initial days whenever you are not so expert to in Excel file. It is always suggested to make it in plain text file or tab delimited file. So I am clicking it plain text file. Then it has asked me what type, how many records you would like to save. In generally, if you make this full record and full record cited reference, then you are only allowed to save 500 record at a time. But here I am making some particular part, and this is called custom selection in edit. If I click and then little bit few things I will be added, cited references count, cited references, this part I am adding. Okay, page count I will not be added, language I will be added, funding information if you needed that you can add it. Like this way you can select it, you can select the desired fields on which the data will be downloaded. Now data will be downloaded into these 17 fields. Okay, whenever you export this, then it will be exported into a download directory within a few seconds. And if you click it, then you will find there is a file that is export directory. In this export directory will be file, and this file name is already named as this is save drc15. I am making it one plain text. Okay, I am just making it little bit change because I have saved it in plain text format. Okay, now again I have going over there and again I will export it, but this time I will make it in tab delimited. Same way I will save it in the custom edit format and I will export it, and this will be exported in tab delimited format. So both this way you will get the data. One is called tab delimited format and one is called this plain text format. So here I am making it change tab. Okay, these are two files I have so far saved for my article, for my work that are dealing with the article retraction. Now I am coming to Excel and try to handle the work by using Excel. If I click on Excel, in generally there are two versions. Okay, in earlier version, if you have old version of Excel after 2017 but beyond, but before 2010, then Excel have a particular option, and this option is known as Power Query. Power Query is a very important function of Excel by which you can mix up more than one text file into a one file. Okay, here Power Query is there. Okay, you can use this for clubbing more than one text file into a single usable file. Okay, but in case of you have a single file, then you have to make it data and then from text. And as you have already seen, my file is already in the directory, and this directory is download directory. In download directory I have made it tab delimited and then import. If I take this tab delimited data for import and then make it as it is tab, that's why my separated field is tab, make it next and then finish, then all my 560 record have been saved or come into in Microsoft Excel for analysis. Okay, now very important thing. Now this is my data for analysis. I will start doing analysis by using Microsoft Excel. Okay, in fact, so far I learned near about thousands of options, which particularly I have also little bit accustomed with SPSS, and I will also show you in RStudio today in this presentation. But frankly speaking, I am very much conversant with Excel because it has huge facility to handle the data. Altogether, I am not taking care of all the part, and sometimes I used to discuss this part, how to extract number of author in your data or all. but I will make it very simpler way by using RStudio. That is very simple way you can do it. What it is very important of using Excel today, I will try to discuss with all of you, is how to make the Excel analysis. Okay, you know, in generally, whenever you open your Excel, then you will never get a column called data analysis. This tab is usually absent in Excel. Okay, but if you open this file and then if you go by option, in option there is a option called add-in. Okay, in add-in there is a analysis toolpad, this one. Okay, again I am just showing in file. If you click it in option, then there is a option called add-in. In add-in there is a option called analysis toolpad. If you make it click OK, then it will be displayed one screen that whether analysis toolpack screen will be available or display need to be displayed. If you click it over here, then this analysis toolbar, this will come. Please see here. Okay, this is the analysis toolbar. Usually it is unavailable in normal Excel format, but in case of here you can get it when you added it. I am just clicking this data analysis. Okay, when I click it data analysis, then it makes you so many types of analysis, very easiest man, very easy way you can make it. Now say for example, I will try to make a descriptive analysis for my citation. Okay, now for citation you have to know this is the field name, and this field name is called TC. This is the total number of citation. So far these all are article have received. Okay, and this is Z9, total number of download so far have been made by this article. Okay, now I would like to make a general statistic or to know about mean, median, mode, deviation and all, a simple general statistics by using this data. And that is the way is, first you have to select the data. Here it is very small amount of data is being saved, but still if you use this data, then on that particular column I have selected that column, and that column name is TC. This TC column I have selected, and then I have clicked in data analysis and then descriptive statistics. When we make this descriptive statistics, then it will say input range. Here I have to select this input range. My input range is up to here, and then make it click OK. Okay, then it says new worksheet, summary statistics, confidence level 95%, everything. If somebody have little bit on idea, then you can make it and then click it OK. Whenever you click it OK, within a second, it will click or give you a descriptive statistics of all. You just see here mean, median, mode, standard error, and everything within fraction of second have appeared. So in generally people used to say I have used SPSS and all bus for analysis, and I must to say that there is no need to use very high profile software which is little bit complex in nature. You can simply explore Excel by getting it very easily and simply. Now, say for example, you have already used this for statistical analysis, and this is known as mean, median, mode, which is simple. Now, again, say for example, I would like to make a t-test, pair two test, sample t-test. Okay, and then make it okay. It asks me range. I am saying ki I would like to see what correlation exists between total number of citation and total number of download. If I would like to see, okay, then I have selected this. As you know, there are some in details, there's some alpha standard value that is to be fixed. You can change it. Output range in new worksheet. If you simply click it, within a fraction of second, mean, variation, t-test, degree of freedom, everything will be appeared. Okay, so it is as simple that we don't have to make ourselves expertise for any analysis. Only thing is you have to confirm for which purpose this analysis is being made, what is my intention to do this analysis, what type of result I need for explanation of my data. Okay, these three things is very important, because in statistics, say for example, I am putting mean. Now somebody may ask me why you put mean. We have to be very much confirm ourselves where mean is applicable, where median is applicable. In every pieces of data, mean median is not applicable. That extent we must learn, must know. So on the basis of my expertise, we simply explore this Excel, or you can simply explore the data analysis toolpack of Excel for very large volume of data. Actually, I have a trouble. I have expertise little bit on SPSS. When the volume of data reaches to 1 lakh or 1 lakh 50,000, then it takes too much time for SPSS to make it handle. But in Excel, it takes usually very less time, very less time for analysis a large volume of data. The only thing is that there are few requisites that every pieces of analysis needed, and that is, you must not have some blank field, you must not have some more than one nature of data field, data in a same field, then it will not able to analysis or analysis up to that extent on saying that there is some error in data. Third, a very simple and very important thing is, for my cases, if I would like to make a regression analysis. Okay, this regression analysis in today's context is very important. Regression. Okay, and there are so many ways by which you simply make regression and then click OK. As you know, there is some constant range you have to be selected as Y, and then X, which is variable. If this regression is with more than one field, both the field you can select it in a single stress. But for Y range, which is constant, again the same data, and this is my X field, and say for example, this is my Y field and this is my X field for regression analysis, and it just says about levels, whether it will be output range Newark, whether you need a residue graph, whether you need a residue plot, whether you standardize residue or normal probability plot. If you need all this plot along with the data, you just make it ticked. Within a fraction of second, all the data with the graph plot will be appeared to you. Now, you know here R square value is adjusted, R is there, standard error is there, degree of freedom, we have number of records shown, what is that standard error is there. And as you know, this t-test value and this p value, if it is showing like this, you know what this all this meaning is, 0.05. So certainly it is higher value, so it has some significance, that is number of citation and number of download match each other. They are not significantly different. Our downloaded search result source. Like this way you can explain. So you just see all the numerical analysis for a large volume of data in Excel. It is very simple. Although I am not showing you how to make number of total author, number of others important data, which is very necessary for Excel, I am not showing all this. I am simply showing you those which are very important for handling statistical analysis. Okay, for statistical analysis, simply knowing nothing, only doing the characteristics of data and downloading the data from the source in proper. That is very important. Again, I am repeating. Downloading data in structured format is very essential. Say, for example, if I talk about dimension, in dimension, you can download the data in XLS format. Okay. But in case of semantic scholar, we have to either warp it, that is called web warping, or we have to download by using API. that you have to apply for case of semantics call. Both are artificial AI based search engine. So these are very important and useful search engine in today's context for downloading search and research data. But whenever we talk about that volume of data and for analysis of data, numerical analysis, as I have already told you, analysis can be made of two types: textual analysis or numerical analysis. For numerical analysis, you can very comfortably use this software Excel if you can download the data properly from a correct source and then incorporate it in Excel. Simultaneously, after Excel, incorporating Excel, if you have so many number of records, as I have already told you, Excel Web of Science allow you 500 records at a time. Scopus allow you 200 record at a time. Dimension is not allow you all download at a time. There are some conditions usually databases apply. So whenever you download it in multiple file, then you have to need to club it into a one. For that, it is suggested to use Power Query for those who are using earlier version of Excel after 2007 but before 2010. From 2010 onwards, Excel have already introduced this menu as a data. Inside the data, it is already there from folder. In that folder, if you selected all the text file, tab delimited text file that you have downloaded from Web of Science, that can be clubbed and make a single file. Be remember, Excel works fine on tab delimited file. Again, I am repeating, Excel works fine on tab delimited file. If you try to tested it with plain text in Excel, then you will not get a satisfactory result. Okay, that is one prerequisite I must say to all of you, because you know everybody is now doing part, but at the same time one have to be understand that there are few things that we should apply. Not everything is useful for us. Okay, so this part is over. Excel is over. Now I am actually I would like to see another one. That's why there is a new one. Let me check this one. Okay, this is the presentation. Okay, okay. So now I have already showing you this one. Now I am shifting myself into a new database or a new you can software which is known as BiblioShiny. Why I am taking this BiblioShiny? Within a second it will be all clear to you. Okay. Now Excel part is little bit over. I am making it cut. Okay. Now, you know, BiblioShiny is a new or current state-of-the-art bibliometric based software which is based on R. As you know, R is also open. So if I simply put here, I have already installed R Studio. That you have to be installed. The two things that you have to be installed, one is called R Studio and R. Okay. In R Studio, when I opened it, you have to first open the bibliometrics package in R. Okay. I am making it click, and then R Studio will open. It is taking, and then R Studio is now ready to use. Okay. This is called R Studio. I am using the R Studio not for R, but for analyzing my research data, which I have so far been saved for various bibliometric studies. Okay. And you know, earlier, this option was not so excellent. Okay. But because of this R and R Studio, it is so easy. The only thing is that you have to download the data properly. Okay. Whenever you open this one, then you have to first use this library. And this library you have to open this bibliometrics. You have to install R, simple. There you can install packages and then bibliometrics. These will be added on your in your R software. Here only in R Studio, you have to type this library and then bibliometrics. When you click it, it's just making it upload the saved bibliometric software into the library for use. It will take a little bit time to upload. When it will be uploaded, then it is now saying it is now ready to use. Now I am using Biblio Shiny. Okay, Biblio Shiny, this one. Okay, and make it enter. When you make it enter, then Biblio Shiny usually works in Firefox as a you can say as a web browser. It's not software that you have to be installed. You simply install R Studio, but all the work will be made or performed on live or on web server. So this address is 127.0.0.1 and port number is 4477. This way it will start Biblio Shiny. It may take little bit time. That is not an issue. You will have to wait for that because live server is coming on and live it will work. Okay. So just for a minute until unless it has appeared. Okay, now it has appeared. Biblioshiny, this open database has already appeared. Now see, simply in data, I am clicking load data. Here, when I talk about load data, okay, then you have option to load your data, import as a raw file in so many formats. What is those formats? You can use Web of Science downloaded format data, Scopus data, Dimension data, Open data, Lens data, PubMed data, and other library. You have just see here it is mentioned which type of data it can able to handle. If you have not such type of any download or different download, I suggest you to make it convert into the format of in desired way or in this formats. Say for example, Web of Science, they have certain format that if you can convert any type of data, then easily you can also work with it. Okay. So I have already downloaded my data in Web of Science format. I have make it Web of Science and now it is asking me browse. I will browse the data. In my directory, there is now it is very important. Here, Biblioshiny works fine with the plain text, not tab delimited text. That's why I have already talked with you. It is always suggested to save your data in more than one format. Now, if you save in plain text and click it open, okay, then after sometimes you click start, it will take little bit time. Then it will give you the total uploaded data in a tabular format. Okay, and it will give you everything about the data. Just wait for a few minutes. After completing, it will give you a tabular form of data. Okay, and this tabular form of data is very important. Now it will be showing within a second. Okay, just see, it is showing you how the quality of data you have for analysis. This is very important because as I am seeing over here, something is making or mentioning it in red. That means whenever I try to evaluate Web of Science category analysis by using Biblioshiny, probably I will not a good piece of result. Okay, that you have to be understand. It is very important. And this way, how much or how many good and excellent quality of data you have, that you can able to see. Now you just make it close. Okay, now beauty starts. Here you just simply make it overview and make main information. Just see that total exercise whatsoever it is showing over here within a second or within a few minutes. To my understanding, it's not so easy. You just see here, I have already shown you cat 560 record we have downloaded, and it is saying ki total 324 sources are there in these 560 records. Author growth rate is 4.29. Authorship, single authorship is 23. I have done nothing, only the proper incorporation of the text file within a fraction of second by using this R software or BiblioShiny software works or functioning under R. We can simply display the result. As a matter of fact, from my experience since long time, just for few years, I am exercising the work on scientometrics and all. It was very tough to analyze all this data. It was very time consuming to collect all this data. But now it's a matter of fraction of second by using this sophisticated tool. Okay, these are AI based, little based. You can say there is not generative AI. You can say they have already the programs that they have incorporated into the software in so based on so high programming part is there. That's why excellent piece of analysis you can easily perform over here. Now this graph it's a matter of joke over here, annual scientific production and all. If somebody would like to see it, only fraction of second, sometimes in initial times it will take little bit time, and then every type of graph it can easily be prepared. Number of new papers you have seen this type of graph is now making. Everybody is now taking or preparing this graph. This is called three-field plot. Okay. Now these are the new types of new areas or new ways by which data is being analyzed. And you just see, wait for a few minutes. Sometimes it is taking time. And then you must see this type of result. Number of places you have seen this in published paper. Such type of field is there. Now here it is making references, it is making comparison between SEER, AU and D. Okay, now you can change it. You can simply change it by clicking over here. It is taking author, references and keyword. Say you would not like to see references, you would like to see cited resources, or you would like to see the citation and like that. The part author के साथ affiliation and affiliation से साथ country you would like to see, country and then keywords you would like to see. Then you make it by country. Previously it was cited reference, now you change it to country. Now this three plot graph will be make it using the author, country. Okay, like this. Author D. D means subject field of the author and how a author is distributed. From here, a better analysis can be possible. Okay, you can also make it using source. As you know, we usually says Bradford law and Lotka law. Bradford law, it was estimated is little bit difficult to calculate, but here within a fraction of second we can calculate. Okay, not only that, if a person is not at all interested on looking about the you can say not very interested in statistical analysis, but would like to find the best core journals of his field for submitting in article, then on his area he may download article in Web of Science, from Web of Science. And these Web of Science data, if you incorporate it into the BiblioShiny software, it will give you the core journals which is mostly being cited or mostly being used by researchers as a potential platform. So if somebody doesn't idea what are the good journals, we may generally know single one or two journals on my discipline. But if we would not necessarily it is a part of bibliometrics. Simply, if we would like to know what are the core journals in my field, that I would, where I would like to submit my article, my next research, you can easily do it by incorporating the downloaded record and incorporating it into BiblioShiny using RStudio. Then in a second, it appears ki what are the journals. So in retracted work, this Indian Journal of Ophthalmosm, American Journal of Orthopedics, probably Neurological India. Just see here, most of the authors submitted their work in related to author retractions. So if I am trying to write another article in author retractions, I may submit my article into the field of in the domain of medical science, then it will easily be aggregated too. And if I simply make it for general field, I can do like this. Who are the author like that? And there is a term, as you know, classical law for data analysis, and which is called bibliometrics. One is called Bradford and second is called Lotka. Okay, productivity of author. It is generally, usually we are little bit feel fear of doing analysis of Lotka or Bradford, as it is usually works using log data, log, because this X scale they are converted into log. But here within a second you can able to see. And just to that, here is a table. This table in where you will able to find what are the, there are single author, one author is the, only a name of one author is there in 1662, and that indicates there only author name comes only once in 1662 times. Author name comes twice, almost 163 times in the whole corpus of work or article. Okay. Now, after doing all, you can also download this data, export it into Excel, and then download the data for your use or for your graph, for your plot. Say, for example, if you see this plot, then you can make it or download it by clicking copy and paste and using it. Okay. Then countries. Say, for example, there is a common tendency of analyzing the country's portfolio on a specific subject or country's contribution on a specific subject. Okay, so country's scientific production on the particular part. Okay, as we have only taken in our data mostly on India, and some of the article is being published by Indian author to some foreign journal. That's why few foreign names is also will come. But here, if a data is in mixed nature, then country's scientific production, like these most cited countries in document, there are so many. Okay, just see, if I simply made this country, you just see how these countries attached each other. The main country, India, how many contribution is there? Okay, number of document means here number of author. Now this word cloud, if we make word cloud, because now these are the trend of explaining the data, word cloud. Within a fraction of second, you will able to see this surgery and management and the dynamics are the few terms which are very commonly associated with or available into the text. Okay, easily you can make it. Tree map, words, frequency, cover time, anything you can make it. After completing, you have to click it over here, then it will be displayed, it will display the result. Okay, how these terms and how it is increasing or decreasing in a particular year, that you can able to analyze by easily. So it's not, I am just saying bibliometrics, if somebody is just displaying data or showing data by some colorful graphs and try to explain that I have done so good work, I think it's not so much justified, because now if a person have little bit experience of handling these softwares, it's a game of only the software. You only need is to download the data, to incorporate the data in proper. That is very, very important. I am telling you, number of cases these type of software not function perfectly because we are unable to download the data in needed format. That is very, very important. So these are one of the excellent software so far I have been. Intellectual structure. Okay. Then co-citation network, social structure. If I click it, collaborative network, you just see how beautiful, how excellent such type of graph, which are present a number of good papers or good journals used to contribute or used to publish their articles. And these are the software by which you can make it. Countries collaborative network. And this collaborative network, how a person, who are the other person associated with it. And here you just see it is showing scatteredness of work. That means one author is not connected with others. There is only a single connection between this group of authors. Most of the authors are available as scattered form. That means it is not a connotative work. Okay, but if you search it in a subject called polymer science, big data analysis, or you can say about this one, this carbon rate, carbon emission rating, like all these terms, then global perspective, if we would like to see how the network is established, how the one data is connected with other, then it can easily be done. It's not necessary to be a person, be expertise in the area of or the domain of bibliometrics only, but only to incorporate the data and using it in a proper manner will leads you a better result. Okay, so these are two very important handling software for, or you can say, here I am better to say, as this workshop is mainly on AI, artificial intelligence. Rather, I am saying these two parts are mostly on human intelligence. And better to say that artificial intelligence will only be succeeded is human intelligence is existed. Otherwise, some days back I read one article in some newspaper, it is Ananda Bazar Patrika, that if I simply incorporated all the style of Leonardo da Vinci into the artificial intelligence, you can say this raw file, because in computer there is a word called trained and test. Okay, if we, for training the data, if we incorporated all our test data from the style of Leonardo da Vinci, then artificial intelligence, when it will produce a picture or sketch, then all the sketch, either it may be a drawn time, or it may be a morning time, or it may be a frost time, or it may be a sunny days, every time it will display you the result based on the style of Leonardo da Vinci. Because human only have variations in brain. Otherwise, all the artificial intelligence and all, it is just because of we are incorporating number of or excellent piece or volume of data into the databases, on working on that data and making so many permutation combination, or you can say very high complex algorithm, they are displaying you the result. This is the basic thing. So that's why, to my understanding, understanding the data and working with the data is very, very important. And for that basic thing, which is being handled or maintained or can be controlled by human being, that we must be learn, or we can incorporate it by using this. But I will not stop over here, as this is a excellent platform to discuss on the area. And to now, next part, I would like to show you little bit on AI based analysis. Okay, and this AI based analysis, if I talk on, there is a software, there is a very popular software, and this software is known as Polymer. Okay, AI powered data analytics. Okay, unfortunately, this is not a free one. Try to understand. Okay, this is a priced one. Okay, and for that they are giving you little bit, few days subscription or few days free subscription. Okay, just making a member or register yourself into the Polymer. Okay, I will just try to show you our Why I am using this, let me clarify. Because uh, you have to cope up with all the consequences. And in my experience, what I learned, any software in the world is not fully competent to handle all type of activity. It's not possible. Therefore, it is always suggested to use more than one type of software for various reasons. Every software have some positive side, some have negative side. It's simply, I am just showing you, saying you that a very simple software or very simple activity is using this web scraping. But there are number of web scraping tool is available, and some web scrapers are excellently functioning for a particular website, but not in all website. For that website, you have to choose another web scraper. So it is always suggested to at least have a knowledge of more than one or two. As I have already told, Excel is a evergreen, and Excel is now incorporating or entering into the domain of AI. Excel now, the next version of Excel will be on AI based. That's why I was touched Excel. And what I feel that for general analysis, a little bit knowledge of Excel and its add-on facilities, if you learn, if you have idea, then we can easily easily handle the big volume of data. Now then why I have shifted to this biblioshiny. The very basic reason to showing that the huge volume of data, when you have to make it analysis and would like to display in a graphical manner, then biblioshiny is excellent. But biblioshiny also have certain drawbacks. That's certain. Now I am coming into AI based data analysis tool, and very popular and very well known tool whose name is this Polymath. Okay, for this Polymath I have a account. I have just prepared it, okay, to using it, and by using my existing uh, login password, I will try to show you. This is AI based data analysis tool. Okay, whatsoever we have seen so far, that is manual analysis or human intelligence based analysis. It is completely AI based analysis. What is the difference of this analysis? When I worked on your data with the data, then it will be clear to you. Okay, first of all, whenever you entered yourself, then it will ask you to upload your raw data for analysis. For that, you have to make this new board. There are so many ways by which you can make it. Here, new board also there. Here, you can also making it upload by plugin it. This is called plugin it. By here, you can also. If you click it new board, then it will ask you whether it is a blank board or it is a auto-generated board. Anything you can select it. For time being, I am selecting auto-generated board. Now it is asking me the actual data for analysis. Okay. If I say add data, then it will ask me what data I will add over here. Okay. Now say for example, this particular add works fine with Microsoft CSV file. So I have already said tab delimited format. This tab delimited format, I have click it, and then it is showing uploading that test CSV. Okay. After assuming create board, if you click, then using this, it will be created a board. Okay. Just see, I have clicked it and upload it. Then I leave it to the computer for showing different type of analysis. Okay. You just see the field that already available over here. They are prepare certain type of graphs. Okay. And these graphs, if you would make some correlation study of one field with another, then I found that this is an excellent one. I'm just showing you here. Okay. Would you like AI on a coffee break? Build a chart. Try again. Okay. Then it will give you a suggested insight. What type of data it can able to show you. Okay. It is taking little bit time. Usually it works very easily. Oh, it is not showing today. But here it will give you certain type of question to ask, whether you would like to establish a relationship between this one and this one. Okay, then easily it will be making it. Let me check. Let me change the data by using a different species of file. I was took this one is Microsoft CSV. Let me try to incorporate it with Microsoft Excel. Okay, this text data, this one, and then add data. In add data, I am clicking this Microsoft Excel. Okay, and let's see. Now this XLS file has already uploaded, and here create board. Okay, if I created this board, upload add data. Oh, okay, it is still now it is not uploaded. Synchronize databases is synchronizing. Wait for a few minutes. Here the dataset is synchronizing. Okay, now dataset is already synchronized, and now data is displayed. You now just see, when I opened it in CSV format, then the data which is showing over here, and when we uploaded it in Excel format, it gives little bit better representation. Just see, every type of graph it has already displaying to you, and there are few predefined format on which it is displaying you data. Now, what is the distribution of population by document type? If you'd like to know, then you have to click it over here. Then this type of graph it will create it to you. Along with, it will show you from which base this data is. You can change this data by clicking into the Excel. Okay. Here I have written it that test Excel sheet 1 I am taking. Select matrix. What type of matrix you know? If you say change it by different field, you can select it over here. Okay, you can select it over here, and then you can make it easily. Okay, so this option is also there. We are adding it sum. So sum is doing, and then out of the percentage it is showing. What distribution of publication by document? How does the number of references vary over time? If you'd like to analyze this part, now you are clicking, it will automatically generate how does the number of references vary over time. Okay, it is showing you this graph. Just see this graph. This is the graph it has prepared. So this is the way by which you can explore AI for explaining the data. Okay. But if someone is not so interested with that, but if he try to interested to see how Facebook of his own Facebook is being used, or how Netflix data or Netflix people, basically, I'm just telling you, these are mostly slant towards business activity. Business people, they have data and they would like to represent the data to the globe among their peers. So this is the tool. These are the excellent tools, because these people are not so much expertised on handling with other software that we have discussed over here. In AI, regression analysis and other type of analysis, you can easily do it. Here I am just showing you by downloading a you can by registering myself in Polymer. There are other AI based data analysis tool is also there. Okay, but be remember, for also handling or working proficiently in this AI based tool, you have to be very much careful on downloading the data. I have already shown you when I incorporated it in CSV format, then it was not provided you a better result. When I incorporate it's the same data in Excel text format, it gives you a better result. Okay. So still here you just see this CSV and Excel doesn't works in a same manner. This is that you have to learn yourself which type of format, which type of data is important for analysis. Otherwise, if you have a little bit experience or expertise on doing the analysis, then today because of this AI, you can easily handle a large volume of data. Either it may be your company data, academic data, research data, you can easily handle it very efficiently by using AI based tool. Okay. So these all my part was basically related with numerical analysis. Okay. I have so far talked up to that extent for handling data if your data is in number in nature. But now today, data is also in text in nature. We may we may explain the feature extraction, keyword extraction, or entity extraction from a corpus of data. Say, for example, I have so many titles that I have downloaded. Now, from that title, I can easily learn what are the hot areas in where most of the article was contributed. In generally earlier, by looking the number, that is citation, we usually says that these are the top papers or these are the important papers. But presently, not necessarily it is the citation by which we have to decide. We can extract the text by using either using these sophisticated softwares or using Python based programs. I will try to show you little bit everything. The first very thing what I would prefer to show you using the same by a software called Was Viewer. Okay, that two software I will try to discuss with you. One is called Was Viewer and another is called oh 1.6 here. Now Was Viewer 1.6 is needed. Okay, so whenever it is started downloading Java and all, I don't know why Was Viewer is not functioning, but my Was Viewer is worked fine few days back. Okay, let's see. Another one is called Gephi. Okay, let me start with work on Gephi. This is latest Gephi. Okay, both I will show you, and this is called Gephi 0.1. Why Gephi? Okay, there is one is called Was Viewer, one is called Gephi. So Was Viewer is very easy as it is works under same way. We have to incorporate the Excel file of downloading from the Web of Science or Scopus or PubMed or like so softwares, and then it can incorporate it. It will give you it will show you a network diagram. Okay, the same thing I can do it in Gephi also, but Gephi have little bit advanced version. What is advanced and why I am preferring Gephi, that I am telling you. Okay, when I have worked with on, then you have to incorporate the file in Gephi. For incorporation, you have to import. Okay, in import, there is a file which is we have saved so far in Excel that you have to be uploaded. Okay, here I have click it and make it next, because Gephi is required a file to analyze the data. First up, I have to upload that file. I have a directory, and this directory today I have made. Let me open that directory. On that directory, okay, there is a directory called Kalyan. Okay, here I am just saying कि Gephi function well if I use XLS file, whereas Bob's Beaver functions well when we choose only simple text file. So we have downloaded that text file and then converted it into then converted it into Excel and save it in XLS file. Now I have opened this file. When I click this XLS file, it will ask me from sheet 1 you'd like to know. Yes, from sheet 1. Here you just see. I would like to see what are the how authors one is connected with other author, which earlier for textual, because author name is text format, it was not number format. This type of data, it is textual data. So I would like to make an analysis of how one author is connected with another author, and then I will see what title they are working on. So author with author we have selected. Then generally one author name is separated in Web of Science by semicolon. Then it's a common that usually I believe that only a single time it is not possible to learn, but only thing is that you have to select peer, py, okay, and then make it click to okay. After a few seconds, it will prepare you a graph. This will show you how many nodes are there, how many edges are there. Nodes and edges in network diagram, it is very easy to understand. That means what are the main, you can say, hub, and how one hub is connected with another hub with a distance by some link, that is called node and edge. Okay, these two things I have already made. From my data I have 89, 189, and these are edge. If I make it, click it okay, within fraction of second, after a few minutes, it will give you a graph. Okay, this is very important. This is the graph which Gephi initially displays. Okay, and it is very clumsy. For us altogether, it is yet to display now. Now it is already displayed. Just see, it is very clumsy. Okay, initially Gephi show you a very clumsy graph. Okay, now here the very first thing for Gephi which is important, you have to click this statistics, and then you have to run this network diagram. Why I will show you, don't be impatient, I will show you for which one I am trying to see this. These two you have to run. One is called network diameter and second one is called modularity. When all these two things you have done, then if you open this data laboratory, now it is overview. Okay, now if you see this data laboratory, if you click, then you now see every name and its closeness centrality, betweenness centrality, modality class, everything is appear. Now if you make it by node to node, but if you make it node to edge, then how this author is connected with this author, you can easily able to see. And if you click it by weightage, then by weight, if you see it, these are the top weighted author, Mahajan N and Hanupara V, who are attached with for writing article. And then Mahajan N is attached with Leblip F. This is one type of textual analysis along with the numerical, supported with numerical data. Which numerical data? How one network is connected with another network, that you can explain with the figure and value, extent of attachment, how closeness there. So to connect the closeness and betweenness centrality of one name with another, this is the excellent software that you can use. I believe you may have certain other software that you can do, but in that software you simply, say for example, I was using that one, Biblioshiny. They are also prepared you graph. But closeness betweenness, yes, they usually also prepare. There is a column in closeness betweenness that you can. But here it is very perfect. Okay. There is another socioboard earlier was there, which works under PZAP. That was very functions very well for calculating this closeness and this betweenness. And I particularly observed this is a actual software where you can make your network very excellent way. Okay, it must not be very attractive or colored one. Colored one, you can change it by over here. There are so many options. Here, there are so many things are there that you can change the color over here. Node and then color, and then here if you say unique patent ranking, what type of ranking, frequency, then frequency, if you make it color like this, they're asking you what type of color, recent color, this one you can change. And then if you apply, it will change the color. Okay, that you have to learn yourself. Everything is not possible only a few minutes. Okay, but by which you can make yourself a proper graph. Now it's a clumsy graph. In this attribute, if I make it range and then frequency 1 to 3, if simply if you like to make it 2 and then filter, let's see whether it is 2. No, let it see 2 up to 2. Now just see the total graph reduced to only 1, 1, 2, 3. There are, because you know my data was very less, up to 3 author is there. Overall in total article up to 3 author is there. But if you do it with carbon rating or such type of field, you will find huge number of authors, maybe 400, 4,000 authors in an article. So for selecting what are the prolific author and how this prolific author one is connected with other, as we have already seen, in my data set there are 1,663 authors who have contributed only once. There are only 160 authors who have contributed only twice. So this twice is related with 163 authors. Okay, and these 3 authors is only maybe very less, 3 articles they have contributed. So this type way you can make a textual analysis. Okay, this textual analysis supported with numeric data is very important for making a deep analysis. Okay, last but not least, altogether in the last 1.5 hours, I have taken your very precise shell of your brain. The last is one of the exercise that I would like to show you how Python can also work fine for our approaches. And this is AI application tool or NLP tool for analyzing the data. We have developed a small program in Python. Okay, I am just opening my Python and I usually exit. You can make it in PyCharm, but I usually not works on PyCharm. So here Python will be starting, Now Python has already started. I have prepared a file and I am just showing you how we can extract the data from a text or from a corpus of text to identify the significant words, save it again in Excel with its number, then we can make a perform a analysis. Okay, this is my Python program. Altogether, it is not possible to teach you how Python works. Altogether, few things. One is Panda library is needed, and then I have added some manual dictionary just to use some stop words or bag of words to collect to some bag of words or to stop some unnecessary words. Then I have made a platform through which we can, if we upload a CSV text file, then it will able to calculate how from the title field what are the significant term. Okay, this is a program which is prepared under Python module, and first when I run this program it will ask me which is the file name, and my file name, say for example test, and then make it okay. within a minute or two, it will display you. Let's see what it is displaying. I don't know. This is displaying. It first asked me the file that I was trying to upload from the title field. What are the important terms of my title field? This is AI based text analysis, or you can say NLP based text analysis. It's a part of AI, NLP based natural language processing using Python. I have made a bigram and diagram, and then I was trying to save my data into some directory. So here they are asking me which name I would like to save it. Test result, okay, that I am saving. Now you just see how many times a term is there. Mass restriction, in mass retraction, Dane retraction, retraction bulb. These are the terms of 25 most significant term. So far, out of 560 articles, we can notice it. The same job we can do it for abstract field also. If we talk about this BiblioShiny Excel AI powered based search engine, they will unable to analyze that textual part. But if we can incorporate our data in Gephi, VosViewer, or this one, Python, by preparing a Python, then we can also make a textual analysis. This textual analysis in my case have been saved test result in Excel or CSV format. On opening this Excel file, now you can see that the same file which is saved over here, displayed over here, now it will be displaying with total number of records, bigram and diagram. That means these records you can also incorporate it in your AI-based display or graph type of file to prepare a sophisticated graph. That I was showing, that is polymer. Okay, they are also asking text file. So now you know this metric based analysis or numeric or textual analysis, which earlier was very restricted to a particular area. Now because of AI and application based AI tools, we can explore our data to a larger extent. These are all about my today's exercise or presentation with all of you. I believe all these are practical one, and fraction of second probably only listening or hearing it is little bit difficult. But still, if you have any query, now I am just opening the floor to all of you for questions. Please. So I believe you doesn't have any question. So very thank you to all of you. I am really thankful to yeah, connecting audio. Very thankful to all of you. I am really thankful to the authorities of Kalyan University, Professor Ujjal sir and Pathasarthi sir for giving me chance. Thank you all the teacher participants who are over here and bearing me in the last 1.5 hour. Thank you, sir. Shall I leave now? Can I leave now, sir? Ujjwal sir. Okay. So I am leaving now, sir. आवाज आ रहा है